Good morning and welcome. Welcome to, or welcome back to. Is that better? Okay. All right. Sorry. Welcome to, or welcome back to, First Unitarian Church of Providence, where we love beyond belief. My name is Max Smith, and I serve as the worship associate for today. Wherever you find yourself on life's journey, whatever faiths you have found and lost, whatever you wear, whomever you love, find hope and inspiration with us. You are welcome here. It is good to be together. During the summer, while our minister is away, the worship committee hosts a series of services which are led by the church members or friends. This morning, Peter Van Erp will be leading the service. Mr. Van Erp has been a member of the church for 30 years. Mr. Van Erp is an architect and solo practice with an office in Providence. He has been an enthusiastic water fire volunteer since 1997 and is a boat captain with the Providence Riverboat Company. We extend our thanks to Alan Phelps and the summer choir who will be our musicians this morning. Friends, this is the day we have been given. Let us live well into it. We now enter a time of greeting, so please feel free to go say hi to people wherever you feel like.
So please take a moment to turn and greet those joining us from afar through the cameras at the rear of the meeting house. Let us now center our hearts and minds as we begin our worship together. Please join me in the words of our chalice lighting, which is printed in your order of service. This light burns also in our hearts, and it lights our path towards harmony and justice for all. Whoops, misprint. And now we will share our covenant. All are welcome, none are obligated. Yeah. I don't know it well enough to lead it. Okay, last minute. Okay. Mahima will lead us in singing. Where's Asa? Okay. Yeah.
Asa knows it too.
So for those of you, we also sing the covenant.
Demo better know it. We'll muddle through.
Right.
Starts out, we, the members of the key. Okay.
Thank you, summer choir. All right, please rise in body or spirit as you are able and join in singing hymn number 1008 from the Teal hymnal, When Our Heart is in a Holy Place.
Thank
These readings are an excerpt from the final four cantos of Dante's Divine Comedy, Part 2, Purgatory. From Canto 30. Sometimes, as day approaches, I have seen all of the eastern sky a glow of rose, the rest of heaven beautifully clear, the sun's face rising in a misty veil of tempering vapors that allow the eye to look straight at it for a longer time. Even so, within a nebula of flowers that flowed upward from angels' hands and then poured down, covering all the chariot, appeared a lady, her white veil, an olive crown, and under her green cloak, her gown, the color of eternal flame. And instantly, though many years had passed since I stood trembling before her eyes, captured by adoration, stunned by awe, my soul that could not see her perfectly still felt succumbing to her mystery and power, the strength of its enduring love. No sooner were my eyes struck by the force of high, piercing virtue I had known before I quit my boyhood years, than I turned to the left with all the confidence that makes a child run to its mother's arms when he is frightened or needs comforting, to say to Virgil, not one drop of blood is left inside my veins that does not throb. I recognize signs of the ancient flame. But Virgil was not there. We found ourselves without Virgil. Sweet Father, whom for my salvation I gave up my soul. All the delights around me, which were lost by our mother, could not keep my cheeks, once washed with dew, from being stained with tears. Dante, through Virgil leaves you, do not weep, not yet, that is, for you shall have to weep from yet another wound. Do not weep yet. She, from Canto 31. She, in your journey of desire for me, leading you toward that God beyond which naught exists, to which a man's heart may aspire. What pitfalls did you find? What chains stretched out across your path that you felt you were forced to abandon every hope of going on? And what appealed to you? What did you find so promising in all those other things that made you feel obliged to spend your time in courting them? I heaved a bitter sigh and barely found the voice to answer her. My lips, with difficulty, shaped the words. Weeping, I said, those things with their false joys offered me by the world led me astray when I no longer saw your countenance. And she, had you kept silent or denied what you have just confessed, your guilt would still be clear to the great judge who knows all things. But when condemnation of his sin bursts from the sinner's lips, here in our court, the grindstone is turned back against the blade. The recognition of my guilt so stunned my heart, I fainted. What happened then is known only to her who was the cause of it. When I retrieved that lady I first saw, strolling alone, was now bent over me, saying, hold on to me, hold tight. She had led me into the stream up to my neck. Not drawing me along, she glided the light, and with a shuttle ease across the stream, before I reached this sacred bank, I heard asparagus may, so sweetly sung, my mind could not recall, far less my words retell. The lovely lady, opening her arms, embraced my head and dipped it into the stream, just enough to let me drink of it. From Canto 33. Reader, if I had space to write more words, I'd sing, at least in part, of that sweet draught, which never could have satisfied my thirst. But now I have completed every page, planned for my poem's second canticle, and checked my bridle of my art. From those holiest waters I returned to her reborn, a tree anew, in bloom with newborn foliage immaculate, eager to rise, now ready for the stars.
Life is a gift for which we are grateful. We gather in community to celebrate the glories and mysteries of this great gift. I will now read the joys and sorrows of this congregation, which were written in the book at the back of the meeting house. We recognize these joys and sorrows with candles lit from the flame atop the pedestal from our partner church in Transylvania. From Dylan Baranski, a candle of prayer for the job interview I had last Tuesday. I felt it went really well, and I just hope I get the job and that it's a good fit for me. From Martha Rice Sanders, a joy that after 49 years of working in and for libraries, my last day of work was Friday. I look forward to finding what sparks my joy in my retirement. More singing. Anonymous, today I light a candle for Glenn Hansard, whose music brought so much joy to the world and whose generosity should inspire us all. May he rest in peace. Another anonymous, a candle of prayer that all will go well in family court this week. Thank you. In the words of Mary Oliver, to live in this world, you must be able to do three things: to love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it. And when the time comes to let it go, to let it go. We now enter into a time of prayer and meditation. And this is from a prayer by Douglas Taylor. For the times when we are brought low by anxiety or adversity, show us the hidden wells of love we can tap into. Help us rise up once more, just once more, and once more again will surely be enough. Remind us we do not strive in vain, that we are part of a chorus, that resilience is in our bones, that peace will prevail on earth, and that healing and grace come like a soft rain. Be thou an ever-present strength and upon our journeys, and teach us that in falling down we do rise again. This we ask in the name of all that is holy. And let us now enter into a period of silent meditation. During this period of silence, if you have lost someone close to you in the past year, you are invited to stand or raise your hand in recognition of that loss. I would like us to try something a little different, a discursive meditation on a single word. Please join me in a fourfold breath. A fourfold breath is you breathe in for 4 beats. You hold it for 4 beats. And then you breathe out for 4 beats. And you hold it for 4 beats. And the word I would like to meditate us on is bridge. And I will count off with my fingers. Nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita mi ritrovai per una selva oscura che la diritta via era smarrita. Midway along the journey of our life, I woke to find myself in a dark wood, for I had wandered off the straight path. Our theme this summer is bridges. Bridges help us overcome obstacles, lead us to discoveries, and deepen our connections to others. In Dante's trip through the afterlife, he crosses many boundaries. Today I will speak of his reconnection to Beatrice at the summit of the Purgatory. 5 years ago, Chiara and I went to Italy to visit her family. Since I was well past midway in the journey of my life, it was long past time that I read Dante's Divine Comedy, and so I did so on the trip. On my return to the U.S., I was obliged to spend several days in Dublin, and I came upon an exhibition by the artist Liam O'Brien of 100 lithographs inspired by the Divine Comedy, and one of those is on the cover of your order of service. I didn't realize it when I chose the book, but 2021 was the 700th anniversary of the death of Dante. My trip had turned into a pilgrimage of sorts into the Divine Comedy. The Divine Comedy was written by Dante in the years between 1307 and 1321. He had been on the losing side of the war within Florence, whether the city should align with the Pope or the Holy Roman Empire. And he was exiled under penalty of death in 1302. For the rest of his life, he would live in various cities in the north of Italy under the patronage of noble families. The Divine Comedy is a narrative poem of 14,233 lines in 100 cantos, divided into 3 cantiche: Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. Dante recounts his journey through hell, purgatory, and paradise, beginning on the eve of Good Friday in the year 1300 and finishing on the Wednesday after Easter. As I read in the opening canto, Dante has strayed from the clear path of truth and is lost in the woods. He sees a figure coming toward him. This is the poet Virgil, author of the Aeneid, who is tasked with leading Dante through the underworld. Thus, Dante may tell us of what he has seen there and perhaps lead others to better paths forward. Dante, despite his unworthiness for task, follows Virgil to the entry into hell, and they pass under the famous inscription, Lasciate ogni speranza, voi che entrate. That is, leave behind any hope, you who enter. The poets first pass through the vestibule to hell, abode of those who are unable to choose whether to condemn or to support evil, and they are carried across the Acheron by Charon the ferryman. The first circle of hell is limbo, reserved for the unbaptized and the virtuous among the pagans. To enter hell itself, the poets pass by Minos, who sends the souls to their proper places. The next 4 circles are reserved for those unable to control their sins: the lustful, the gluttonous, the spendthrift hoarders, and the wrathful. As they pass through each circle, Virgil identifies many of those condemned here. Paris and Helen of Troy amongst the lustful. Various notables of Florence among the gluttonous. And they arrive at the river Styx at the limit of the 4th circle, the boundary between upper and lower hell. The poets cross the Styx by ferry, and they pass by the flaming walls and enter the city of Dis. Once inside Dis, they enter the nether circles of hell. The next circles are for those who've committed violence. First, the heretics who've sinned directly against God, then those who have attacked God's creations, their neighbors, themselves, or the earth itself. Coming to a great barrier and waterfall, the poets are carried across on the shoulders of a monster to the 8th and 9th circles of fraud. As the varieties of fraud are many, each circle is divided in many subdivisions. After a long discourse with a friend from Florence in the circle of falsifiers, the poets arrive at a deep well at the very bottom of hell. Here are the traitors to their rulers, to their country, to their guests, and lastly to their own kin. These traitors are ice-bound, frozen forever in the lake of Cocytus in the 10th circle. The very center of the lake is Lucifer, unable to move, devouring endlessly the souls of Judas and Brutus and Cassius. The poets scramble down the vast, hairy body of Lucifer to the very center of the earth, and then they turn about and begin their arduous climb back up to the surface. And on the dawn of Easter, the 3rd day of their journey, the poets find themselves on the shore of the island of Purgatory. Like hell, Purgatory is divided in 10. The first 2 terraces are occupied by those who have fallen from grace. First, the excommunicated, then those who have repented only at the last moment. They must wait until allowed to enter Purgatory. St. Peter's Gate, the enter to purgatory proper, lies between the second and third levels, guarded by an angel with the keys of St. Peter. The angel inscribes 7 P's on Dante's forehead, then unlocks the gates for the poets. P is for peccato, that is sin in Italian. So Dante has the sins of lust and gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride on his forehead. Once admitted through the gate, the penitent are entrusted with the task of clearing the habits of mind which lead to sin. The next 3 cornices are for those who have loved the harm of their neighbors. First, the proud, burdened by the heavy stone of their pride. Then the envious, with eyes sealed. Then the wrathful, obscured by smoke. The cornices are narrow, and the climb between steep. But the poets continue. And on each cornice, the angel of the cornice sweeps a wing over Dante, effacing a P from his forehead. The 6th cornice is for those whose sin is sloth, physical sloth, but also the mental sloth, which tolerates evil. Next, the poets pass the covetous, the gluttonous, and then on the 9th cornice, the lustful. Then finally, on the 10th cornice, Dante is met by Matilda, who will join him on the final part of his journey. Finally, io vedi già nel cominciar del giorno la parte orientale tutta rosata e l'altro cielo del bel sereno adorno. Sometimes, as day approaches, I've seen all of the eastern sky a glow of rose, the rest of heaven beautifully clear. Dante has arrived at the summit of purgatory with the record of his sins swept from his forehead. Then, sovra candido vel cinto d'oliva, donna m'appareva, sotto verde manto, vestita di color di fiamme viva, appeared a lady, over her white veil an olive crown, and under her green cloak, her gown the color of eternal flame. And instantly, though many years had passed since I last stood trembling before her eyes, captured by adoration, stunned by awe, my soul could not see her perfectly, still felt, succumbing to her mystery and power, the strength of its enduring love. Dante has met the spirit of Beatrice, whom he has loved since he met her at 9 years old. But she wed another and died at only 23. Ma Virgilio n'aveva lasciato scemi di sé. Virgilio, dolcissima padre. Virgilio a cui la mia salute diemi. I turn to the left with confidence that makes a child run to his mother's arms when he is frightened and needs comforting, to say to Virgil, not one drop of blood is left inside my veins that does not throb. I recognize signs of the ancient flame. But Virgil was not there. We found ourselves without Virgil, sweet father, Virgil to whom, for my salvation, I gave up my soul. The guide on whom Dante had relied for his passage through Inferno and Purgatorio has left him. Virgil, as a pagan, is banned from entering the earthly paradise. Dante, perché Virgilio se ne vada? Non piange ancora, che piange ti conven per altra spada. As Beatrice says, Dante, though Virgil leaves you, do not weep. Not yet, that is, for you shall have to weep from yet another wound. Do not weep yet. Weeping, I said, these things with their false joys, offered me by the world, led me astray when I no longer saw your countenance. And she said, had you kept silent or denied what you have just confessed, your guilt would still be clear to the great judge who knows all things. Beatrice reveals to Dante that since he has acknowledged his sins and made the arduous climb through purgatory, he needn't fear, and the memory of his sins will be erased. It is Matilda, not Beatrice, who leads him to drink of the river Lethe. Matilda was a companion of Beatrice's on earth and is still in the afterlife. And once Dante has drunk of the waters of the Lethe, the last memories of evil and good are swept from his mind. Led by Beatrice to the fountain at the center of the earthly paradise, Dante drinks from the water of good remembrance, and he is able to recall all that has gone before without shame. Se io avessi, lettor, più lungo spazio da scrivere, e pur cantare in parte lo dolce ber che mai non mi avrai sazio, ma perché piene con tutte le carte ordite a questa cantica seconda, non mi lascia più l'offrenda dell'arte. Io ritornai dalla Santissima Conda, rifatto sì come piante novella, di novellate, di novelle fronda, puro e disposto a salire alle stelle. Reader, if I had space to write more words, I'd sing at least in part of that sweet draft, which could never have satisfied my thirst. But now I have completed every page planned for my poem's second canticle. I am checked by the bridle of my art. From those holiest waters I return to her reborn, a tree renewed, in bloom with newborn foliage, immaculate, eager to rise, now ready for the stars. Dante and Beatrice rise up together into a vast light as they enter the realm of paradise. Reflected in Beatrice's eyes, Dante catches a glimpse of God. They rise into the empyrean beyond time and space. The angels fade away, and Dante is granted a vision of the white rose on which are enthroned the blessed. Beatrice has joined them near to the Virgin Mary. The Virgin grants Dante's prayer, and he's able to gaze upon the threefold God. He cannot tell us what he saw, only his joy at having surrendered to the love of God. What was the wood where Dante wandered lost? As he said, he had wandered off the straight path. He had allowed evil to enter his life. Perhaps not his own evil, but the acceptance of evil. And Dante must traverse the circles of hell to be allowed to enter purgatory. When he reaches the top of purgatory, Dante no longer needs a guide and is able to continue to paradise, guided by the love which he holds for Beatrice within his own heart. The bridge we need to cross is that which recognizes the sin within our own hearts. And as we struggle with the climb through our own purgatory, we may hope that, like Dante, those sins are effaced from our foreheads. I would like to finish with thanks to the late Dorothy L. Sayers, whose notes on the Divine Comedy are really what make my talk here today possible. And please rise in body and spirit, and join us in singing hymn number 1046 from the Teal hymnal, Shall We Gather at the River?
We have been warmed by fires we did not build. We have drunk at wells we did not dig. And we have gathered in fellowship in this space that is far older than any of us assembled. But it is in this space that we create and recreate anew that bonds us to one another. We pass our collection baskets to make a community expression of thanks for our many blessings, those we have witnessed and those yet to come. The morning offering for the work of the congregation will now be generously given and gratefully received.
Now, many of you will know this song. Please sing along with us. Even if you don't know it, you'll pick it up.
We welcome all to the summer Sunday services at First View. Just a reminder that everyone is invited to gather in the breezeway back between the buildings for a time of refreshment and fellowship after the service. Join the Neighborhood Social Justice Committee on Sunday, August 30th after worship in the auditorium to help sort the latest Bombas order. Help us help others. Remember to collect water on your journeys this summer so that you can share some during our homecoming and water communion on September 13th. Remember, our official church year starts later this year, and regular worship will return on September 13th. The Women's Alliance yard sale is fast approaching. Start looking through your homes for things you'd like to donate. Donation drop-off days are planned for Tuesday to Friday, August 18th to 21st. Have any questions? Contact Nori Duncan. Our theme for summer worship this year is bridges. Humans yearn to be connected to each other and to explore new territory. Whether figurative or literal, bridges help us overcome obstacles, lead us to discoveries, and deepen our connection to others and to the world at large. Learning a foreign language can be a bridge. Listening to someone's ideas and asking questions can be a bridge. Enlisting engineers and working with metal or mortar that can be the beginning of a literal bridge. Building bridges and crossing them are timeless human impulses. Come back next week to join Jeanette Bessinger as she speaks on bridging community. Be sure to check the First U Times, which is sent every Friday afternoon, for all important information you need about upcoming events and news. The First U Times is sent by email to all members, friends, and others who sign up to receive it. You can access it and sign up through our church website or fill out a guest registry form at the welcome table in the meeting house.
Please join me in the words of our chalice extinguishing. We carry his flame of peace and love and hope until we meet again.